As you start out on your investing journey, it can seem very confusing. Let's go over some of the options from mutual funds to ETFs or rule in investing. As a new investor, you're commonly told that you can't do this on your own. So a common route that most people go is they go to a financial advisor and they're put into a mutual fund and they're paying that financial advisor a commission. Little do you know, you could be investing in the exact same basket of companies that your financial advisor is putting you in for almost no cost by investing in an ETF. The final option, if you want to make outsized returns than the market is making, is you need to find a wonderful company and invest in a basket of wonderful companies. No billionaire ever became a billionaire by investing in 500 companies with a financial advisor. The downfalls of a mutual fund is that you're diversified into hundreds of companies. And so you typically will be doing the same rate of return as the market, the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones. In addition to that, you'll typically be paying anywhere from 1% to 3% every year of how much money you have back to your financial advisor. Over the long run, that's destructive to your overall return.
It's difficult. I've seen people just, they don't even want to open the quarterly or monthly reports coming in from their broker. They don't want to see it. It just goes over there. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm just going to hope and pray that somebody's taking care of me and that 30 years from now, I'm going to have a good retirement, because I've read a lot of books about investing and it just says, if you just invest in the market, everything will be okay. Just stay with it no matter what the market does. You're going to need the money someplace in your retirement. And there's where the wheels fall off that particular wagon, that you can just put your money in stocks and it's nirvana, everything's going to be wonderful. That's just not true. There are huge time periods that could crush your retirement plans where the stock market goes nowhere.
Value investing has been a proven method for over 100 years. It started with Ben Graham back in the 1920s and 1930s during the Great Depression, buying a bunch of companies that were on sale. Warren Buffett picked up that and he added a couple characteristics, which is a moat, great management, and holding for long periods of time. And then Charlie Munger came along and influenced Warren Buffett to not only look at those characteristics, but make sure that the companies that they were buying were wonderful companies. So rule one is based in value investing, but we're really Warren Buffett style investors post Charlie Munger, where we start by trying to find really wonderful companies that we understand and then apply a value investing approach only once they've passed the wonderfulness filter. There are many rule-in investors that have beat the market. I had a student come do a workshop in 2018 who worked for a semiconductor company. It just so happened that the entire semiconductor industry was in a down cycle. He worked for what he thought was the second best semiconductor manufacturer, and upon leaving the workshop, he took his entire retirement account and invested it in his own company that he had spent his life working for, and their number one competitor, who he thought was the best in the space. A year and a half later, he called me because the entire space had came out of the down cycle and his entire retirement account had over doubled in a year. And he was wondering what to do because he was ready for retirement and didn't know the next steps. What is so powerful about that story is that he was an expert in the two companies that he invested in, and the only missing piece prior to the workshop that he needed to know that they were wonderful from an investor's point of view and know what on sale was. Once he knew those two elements, he had the confidence to put his retirement and savings into those companies and make a return that crushed the market. You will never be able to make an over 100% return in 1 year if you go with a financial advisor.